They thought Bill would sew this thing up. But the problem is they didn't take into consideration Aaron Bennett. So Bill comes up here to sew this thing up in one slammo-whammo. Schaeffer Cox is going to go to jail for the rest of his life for making a plan to kidnap federal judges. And of course they would have set that in motion to get it all the way up to the point where they almost do it and they would have arrested us, right? Typical FBI sting. They create the criminal, make the arrest, and take all the credit.
There's one.
Oh, that's
him. I mean, check those sexy things out. They are sweet.
just like the movies where the drug dealer says, "This is not what I ordered." Just like the movies.
Not one thing that Bill did or said, all that scrambling Bill did, not one thing was effectual in the fact that anybody went to jail. Nothing. The guy is a really, really bad informant. The FBI the whole time used the excuse that they didn't have to follow the Constitution. The state filed all the original charges, they dropped them all because they said that everything was taken illegally, all the recordings, everything, and the Fed came and picked it up immediately and pressed charges, and they said that they didn't have to follow any of those rules because of the Patriot Act.
We've got someone coming up on us here.
Who's this guy?
I don't know.
How we doing?
How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Come on. Hold on much, we're just waiting to meet a guy here. Yeah, that's his truck over there.
Oh. Well, the reason I'm here is there's a whole line of guys out there with bulletproof vests on. They're all looking in here. Like that guy. Look up at this guy over
I just remember it was a crazy morning, and I went and picked my daughter up at preschool and coming home, and it was probably around 2, a little after 2. And I remember thinking it was really weird that I hadn't heard from Coleman, you know, because he usually called me periodically throughout the day just to check in and say hi and that sort of thing. And pulled in the driveway, came in the house, and the phone rang. And I came over to the kitchen table, and as I answered the phone, I looked out this window, and I just saw these men in black with these big old guns coming towards the house, and the guy on the other line's telling me this is the FBI, and I just thought, what?
May went down to Anchorage for medical reasons, and we got a phone call in our room, "Dad, they're coming in."
It was Rachel.
That was Rachel. And I guess they were about to knock the door down.
I had my hand on the doorknob, and they're trying to kick my door in, and I'm telling them, don't kick my door in. You know, I was right there to let them come in the house, and they came in the house, and they must have come in other doors. I don't remember. It was very surreal, and it all happened very quick.
We were both scared. I had an operation the next morning, and I told Bill, let's just go home. You know, what can we do? I mean, it just sounded so awful, and we felt so helpless because we were out of town. And there was really nothing we could do but pray.
I was pregnant. I had 2 of my kids with me. The other 2 were at school, and he came in, and you know, they told me that I needed to cooperate so that we didn't have another Ruby Ridge. They surrounded me and the other kids and had guns pointed at us and pushed us up against a fireplace and had us all surrounded with their guns pointed at us, and my kids are terrified, and I have no idea what's going on.
And they knew that the only people in that house were women and children, because they already had the bad guys, right? They had them in custody, and they stormed that house, and those kids still have nightmares about that.
The amazing thing is that they decided not to plea out because they thought they had a really good case, which they did. The state came back to them, the prosecution, and said, look, if you don't plead out, we're going to charge Coleman Barding and Schaeffer Cox with conspiracy to murder U.S. Marshals. And it was laughable. They were like, okay, why don't you go ahead and charge us with that? And they did. They charged him with conspiracy to murder U.S. Marshals that didn't exist. From here on out, everything's weird.